Hey guys, hope you're doing well. The following is a conversation that I had with online social media influencer and coach Ian Hietala. He's one of the creators that I called out in my influencers video, and he actually reached out to me and asked to have a more in-depth conversation with a little bit more nuance and context. And to be honest, I was actually incredibly impressed. This was one of the more fun conversations I had in a long time, and I think this is really important for people in the coaching space and in the basketball space, especially in today's age, is just being willing to have conversations, learn, have a growth mindset, and yeah, just take in different perspectives. So with that being said, you can find the full unedited conversation over on my Patreon. But yeah, I'll be putting clips, some interesting points that I found up on YouTube and on Shorts and Instagram and all that. So yeah, if you liked it, you want to see more content like this, let me know. And other than that, yeah, hope you enjoy.
I call it how I see it without, I guess, putting the personal side of it there first. So when I put out
Yeah.
a big video like that, everyone takes it many different ways. So I was happy to see that you're willing to have a conversation. And I guess the first thing, was there anything that like stood out to you or something that you wanted to clarify or touch on that I might have brought up in the video that didn't quite get covered?
No, you know what's funny? Like I never have an issue with I'm always like a big proponent of just the honest truth and just how it is how it is. I'm not the type of person to even take things super seriously because life is already short enough, and having conversations like this I think is cool, at least for the training community. And I think too there's a big
Yep.
thing because it also spans into different industries too. You see it big time in the health industry, especially where you just kind of see a lot of charlatans, to be honest with you. And you kind of see people who make these outrageous claims. It's understandable because I think for most people who don't understand it, it comes from a marketing and content side. And with the current generation that we're in, there's no other way to get your point across than putting out a hook, putting out a visual text, putting out some sort of idea that has no context at all, but gets somebody's attention. And all of a sudden, when you actually watch the video, you're like, oh, okay, it was literally not what he was talking about, but he got my
Yep.
attention. It's just literally what you have to do. If you can have a video that just straight to the point, like, hey, I'm going to show you a way that you can quickly improve your floater, and it's not bullcrap. But I had to actually come up with a different hook that maybe has nothing to do with actually improving your floater, but maybe it has to do with secret hack or this, and that. And I give their buzzwords, but it's like for people who haven't created content, I think those are the people that don't understand it and will call you out on it. But for people who like yourself who create the content, you understand it from a complete marketing side, the content
Yep.
side, the visual and the psychology, psychology side. So yeah, there's just that. But no, I don't think there was any topics that you didn't cover that were like, that were outrageous or anything like that, or things that I didn't, take seriously. So no, I don't
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
take
So I guess what are your thoughts on like where we're at, where that industry is? Because again, that gray area in the middle is so big of like no one's right, no one's wrong. And if I
it.
put out something like you see my videos, like I try to be entertaining, put jokes, do skits, again, to keep people's attention, to get them to understand like what I'm trying to teach. And at the end of the day, it's just fundamentals. But my video and the entertainment side is anything but that. So I guess the gray area in the middle is that big area that like we don't talk about. So it's either, um, this content creator is bad because they're using these hooks or they're using these gimmicks, and this content creator is good because they're not doing that. But also that content creator over here is not. No one's watching it. No one wants to see that. So I guess yeah. What's your take on like the whole landscape of it? Do you think this is like the future of coaching? Do you think we're in a good place? Do you think it's getting better, worse? Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this it is interesting because like I'm only 22, and so when I was like starting this out when I was 20, there wasn't even
That's
as many.
crazy. By the
Yeah,
way,
there wasn't
doing
as
that
many.
at your age is, yeah, it's crazy.
I appreciate that. No, I'm just obsessive as hell. I'll just be honest. That's all it is. But like I when I was actually kind of getting into it, not even 2, 3 years ago, there wasn't even as much content, and a lot of it sparked a lot recently. But I think ever since TikTok started getting a huge surge, you started to see a lot more of the short form, obviously, but then you started to see a lot of just like kind of like no context videos, where it was just kind of like three moves to get past your defender, and just there was no context, so you just see three moves and that was it. And I started seeing that, and I was just kind of like, I don't really like this. I think this is kind of like not gimmicky. Maybe it works, but just you get players like, for instance, like I get DMs all the time from like players who are like in India, people who are in like the Philippines, like they don't understand any of this stuff. So it's just
Yeah.
like Can't just do one move and be like, this is how you do it. And it's just like you have to break it down methodically. Um, that's I think what's missing, and I hope that's what's going to be more of the thing. I will definitely agree that there's going to be more clickbaity, more catchphrases, and more hooks for sure. It's going to be. And it's going to get better and better and better because AI is here. You're going to just literally talk to ChatGPT and be like, hey, give me one little hook for this video that has to do with X, Y, Z. And it's going to spit it out to you. You're all good. So it's going to get easier and easier to make content. It's just more so about the way that you structure the actual message and how it impacts players. That's one thing that I'm trying to do a better job at is just like breaking things down methodically while also admittedly having some controversy to get actual attention to the videos, but having a good message at the end. I think that's the future of basketball training. I think it's still going to stay obviously in person, obviously, but I think online training is going to get better and better and better, but it's going to be a select few of people who actually make it big in that category. And I like, Devin Lab probably. I'm
Yep.
like with him a lot. I see him Monday through Friday. We go to the same gym. And like he's in the same standpoint where like he does in-person training. Like we're going to be running in-person group sessions during the summer. But the thing is that like for the rest of the period of time, it's just nothing but online training. He has a
Yep.
shooting stuff that he's doing right now. I think that's the future of basketball training, content creation is just nothing but online stuff and then just in person in the summer and whatnot.